Boom! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot keys. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, I'm still in my same big private. They used to watch me move them packets. Stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATL and them cops. Now I run down ETL. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, Big Profit. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, Big Profit. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, Big Profit. That TTG money gang, hey, we some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Boys and girls, how are you all doing here today? Happy Monday. Hope you guys all started off the week with a bang. It's all about Apple. The Apple event, Apple presentation. Apple was hitting new all-time highs today. We did it. We touched it. The new all-time high today is 184.95. That is a new all-time record high for Apple, but then the stock sold off. Then the stock sold off and started selling off on very heavy volume after they came out, released, and announced their new headset. And the stock started to sell. Apple is historically a buy the rumor, sell the news type of stock. If I go back and I think about every single product launch that you have had with Apple, there is almost always a run leading up to its announcement, and then the stock sells off following its announcement. It is so known for buy the rumor, sell the news that I don't even know. I wonder, actually, if I was to go back and track every single product launch from Apple and go through and see how many of them would be successful with the buy the rumor, sell the news. I wonder what that win rate would actually be. But I'm, just for me, been doing this for 17, 18 years, going back through all the times that I remember them announcing a new product or a new version of a product. I always remember the buy the rumor, sell the news. And sell the news is exactly what happened today with Apple. But you actually had better movement in a lot of other stocks that are sympathy plays to what happened with Apple. Unity, you've got Disney, you've got Adobe, right? There's Meta. There's a lot of other stocks. There's a lot of other ways you can play what happened today with Apple. We're going to talk about that here today. Is there more of a pullback coming in Apple after you failed at the all-time high, pulled back now well beneath the prior all-time high? Your previous all-time high was 182 and change. We broke above it, and then now we are back underneath it. So we just intraday traded higher, but then closed back underneath it. So failed to close at an all-time high. Does that lead to more pullback in Apple? And if Apple continues to pull back, what does that do to the state of the overall market? Because as soon as Apple started selling off today, you'll notice the SPY started selling off today. Now, why is the S&P 500 going to sell off when Apple sells off? Simple. Apple is the largest market cap of the entire market. It's the largest weighting in the S&P and therefore has the biggest impact on the price of the S&P if Apple stock makes a very definitive or decisive or large move, right? The S&P 500 is a market cap weighted index. So Apple and Microsoft are the top two biggest market caps. If those stocks were to, in a single day, make a large move, that's going to have an impact on the overall market. So that's why you got downside today on the SPY. But it's funny where this downside is coming from, where we are. The SPY got up to a massive level of resistance of 430 and then pulled back. Apple got up to a new all-time high and then pulled back. These are all areas that you would expect pullbacks in the stock with or without a catalyst. But now you have a catalyst. Now, is there more downside there? We'll talk about it. We'll go over it. We're going to answer the questions. And then Binance getting sued by the SEC, sending crypto tumbling. Bitcoin back around 25 and a half. Coinbase down 9%. MicroStrategy getting its head taken off. These stocks are all back in play. We haven't been trading crypto in a little while here in True Trading Group. We used to trade Coinbase almost on a regular basis when it was in play. We went through a bit of a consolidation phase, but that stock is now right back on the top of the watch list with what's going on with Binance, and we're going to have all those discussions and where we think the opportunities lie now going forward. I also gave you a handful of stocks last night on the live stream, stocks I'm looking at, trade ideas that I'm focused on for this week. We can go over, we can check on some updates there and tell you what trades are on, what trades are not yet on, what trades reach the targets, which ones have not yet, and help you guys better understand what I think brings us the rest of the week. So welcome. My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, but now the current head trader and co-founder of True Trading Group. If you guys don't know, we are the fastest growing and highest rated premium online education platform that's available today. So if you're ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you guys have come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live right here for free. Myself, other TeachD Pro trading moderators and special guests drop golden nuggets, give you free lessons, education, trade ideas, and commentary that can help you guys become better traders. In just a moment, I'm actually going to bring on Adam, my business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group. He's very deeply connected and follows the crypto markets. He's going to come on in a little bit to talk about the crypto breakdown with Binance and Xi Jinping, and then also the tech side with Apple's announcement that we got today. He's a big tech junkie. He loves this stuff, so he's going to really give you guys his insight onto what they were able to announce. Is it good? Is it bad? What does he think the market's going to do from that point going forward? So you guys are in for a treat there. So take a moment and smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new to the stream, why should you listen to anything it is that I have to say? I'm glad you asked, because I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. Guys, I began my career working at a fund in New York City. It's my first job out of college. I had to go through a 3-month educational training program before they let me touch $1 of their money. And then 2008 happened. And then 2008 was the Great Recession. It was the stock market crash. Luckily, I had already gone through a 3-month educational training program where other professional traders taught me how to navigate the markets properly. And that allowed me to receive one of the Trader of the Year awards at the firm in 2008 during the worst stock market crash that anyone alive today has ever seen. All right. Now, fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG, and along with my team of 9 professional mods and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world reach their goals. We have members in 115 different countries. We're the fastest growing and highest rated platform because we combine university level trading and investing courses. We've paired that with premium stock market tools. We do live workshops and give individual mentorship for stocks, options, crypto, futures, day trading, swing trading, long-term investing. There is something here for everyone, but we pair that university level of curriculum with the top financial tools that are available today. If you go to the companies that offer them, you're going to spend about $5,000 a year. That's a lot of money. I know that. That's why we spent years as a company building relationships with these companies so we can put their products and tools on our platform at no additional cost to you. It's included when you join True Trading Group's annual membership. Therefore, you don't have to pay for any of these tools, but it gives you more information, helps you guys make better decisions. You also get access to our members, the most educated, helpful, supportive, and successful community of traders you're ever going to find. And of course, the trade alerts from myself and the rest of the moderators at True Trading Group that have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate of around 80% now going on the last 3 years. So if you guys have not done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. Make sure you guys never miss out on anything it is that we share on these streams. You know, I talked a lot last night. And I'll just wait for Adam to give me a signal let me know when he's ready to hop on. I'll just kind of talk to you guys a little bit. You know, if you guys caught my live stream last night, I went over a couple of different things. I shared a story with you guys last night, and I think Adam's ready right now, actually. Okay. So what we'll do actually, and I was just going to recap kind of a story that I shared with people on the live stream last 2 more minutes. Okay.
No. Look, I'll come on now. It was a good story. I mean, I would recap it.
Yeah, it was a really good story. And I got a bunch of messages from people today that were like, hey man, I just want to tell you, I really appreciated the story that you shared with us last night. I appreciated your talk and I appreciated the discussions. You guys are going to get from us at True Trading. You get what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. You get full transparency. And I don't just give you trading lessons and trade ideas and my commentary on the markets and my positions, what I'm doing with my own money. I don't just give you that stuff, but I also give you the mental aspect of trading and the mental aspect of making sure that your mind's always in the right place. And, you know, it was, the story was, I'll just briefly summarize. I was at a friend's house over the weekend, just a little get together. And there were some people there that I had not seen in a very long time. Some people that I went to high school with, and we were, having some drinks, smoking a cigar, just, having some fun. And this person just, really out of nowhere just kind of looks at me and says, how were you not scared to rely on yourself and to bet on yourself? Like everything that you've accomplished, whether it's trading or with your businesses, how did you get the courage to do it your way? It seems very risky. And like, I can't imagine it for myself, but I'm really proud of you. And I was like, wow, man, that was actually really, really nice for this. I haven't seen this person in years. And I was like, wow, it's really nice of you to say, but I'm like, you're not doing bad either. I mean, has a good job, but works a 9 to 5, has, salary, but a good job. The bills are paid. His family's taken care of. I'm like, you're doing okay. You're doing all right yourself. And his response was like, yeah, I'm doing okay. Like as if like, it was like, yeah, I'm doing okay, but I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied. And then we went back to small talk, and that was kind of it. And it really just stuck with me over the weekend. And I wanted to share that with people last night, because I just want people to understand, and this is what I talked about last night a bit, was I want people to understand that there's risk involved in every decision that you are going to make throughout your life. The consequences are just different. There's risk in every single decision you're going to make. So when people say, oh, the stock market's risky, or trading is risky, investing is risky, life is risky. Okay. The second that you were born, everything got risky. Every decision that you make has a consequence. That consequence can either be positive in the near term or short term, or negative positive in the short term, or positive in the long term, or it could be negative in the short term or negative in the long term. But every decision that you make throughout every day that you live, every decision you make has a consequence, some more severe than others, some more longer lasting and more permanent than others. I say to people, like, I said that there were two types of people. One person that says, okay, well, if you think about it that way, like life is risky, and it's so risky that nobody makes it out alive, and you only have one life, and you want to make sure that you always do the things that you want to do. You don't ever want to go through your life, and at the end of your life, you're looking back and you think and you say to yourself, I wish I did that. I never did that thing that I wanted to do so badly. You never want to have a regret of not making a particular decision throughout your life, because the consequences of that can be severe. And there's two different people that kind of react to when I say something like that. And person one says, well, if you say it that way, then, let's give it a go. Like, I'm ready. Let's do it. What's next? That's person one. Person one, sure, may they fail? They may. But may they reach their goals and become more successful than they ever could have dreamed of, and have reached goals that they never thought were actually possible? That's also true. Then you have person two. Person two says, well, hold on, wait a second. I need safety. I need security. I've got too much to lose. It's not the right time, or I don't have the time, or it's not the right time. I'd rather play it safe. And to person two, sure, you can go and you can huddle in the corner, we'll give you a security blanket, give you 3 meals a day, a steady paycheck, and things will be okay. But you're going to be lacking that desire. You're going to be lacking, and you're going to want, and you're going to desire the life that you're capable of. You're never going to really be able to achieve those goals. You're never going to really even give yourself a chance to achieve those goals. Yeah, your life might be safe and secure, but what about, taking risk? And what about adventure? And what about earning what you deserve? And this whole concept of like, oh, I have a 9 to 5, therefore I have safety and security. I don't know where that concept came from. It's the exact opposite. If you are able to depend on no one other than yourself to earn a wage, that is safety and security. Depending on others to earn a wage is not safety or security. You could, at no fault of your own, some of you this has probably already happened to, some of you people this has happened to, you could be phenomenal employees, have a stellar track record, not a single blemish on your report. But a company you get bundled up in a grouping of layoffs because the economy slows and the company wants to lower their expenses so they can keep their profit margins as revenue slides. And you get laid off. And from one day to the next, you go from making $100,000 a year salary and you feel safe and secure. And then all of a sudden you're earning zero. Not because of anything that you did wrong, but because of a decision that somebody else made. Somebody else made a decision on how you and your family are going to live. I will do everything in my power to make sure that the only people that decide how my family and I live are my family and I. Nobody else. The only true safety and security is when you are able to invest in yourself and earn a wage reliant on yourself. Now, whether that means starting your own business or whether that means, becoming a successful or profitable trader, whatever that means to you, that is the definition of safety and security. So if that's what you seek, do not be blinded by what the system wants you to think, what the system wants you to believe. Because the system wants you to believe that you're going to work your ass off so somebody else can get rich. But as soon as that person as soon as the upper tier doesn't need you anymore, you're kicked to the curb. There's no loyalty to you. There's no, oh my goodness, thank you so much for your 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears to helping to build this company, but I don't need you anymore. Your salary's a little too high. I'm going to let you go and I'm going to bring somebody else in that I can pay $75,000 so we can improve our profit margins. That's not safety and security. That's an insult. But that's the world that we live in. So pessimism is a very deadly disease. It's the biggest factor that blocks people from doing what they want and trying to strive towards reaching their goals. It's a deadly disease, and looking on the bad side, it's the problem side, it's the difficult side. It's checking all the reasons why something can't be done. Pessimists live an ugly life. No matter how safe or secure they may appear, you don't try to figure out what's right or how this can work, but rather what's wrong and why it's going to fail. I'm passionate about this stuff. I feel like there's so many people out there that have been just scammed by other people, and they don't trust anybody. And I get it. You don't trust people. You maybe joined some other trading group before and you were promised the stars and the moon, and you got nothing. And you got nothing in return. You were scammed. You lost money. You got no value. Nobody helped you when you reached out, and you got a bad taste in your mouth. And I totally get that. I totally understand it. But this is what I talked about last night. I'm kind of just bringing it all full circle, kind of recapping it for you guys. But the point is that members of True Trading Group have taken that leap. Members of True Trading Group have decided that they want a true security blanket, and that's being able to rely on nobody other than themselves to earn a wage. That is what a true security blanket is, because it doesn't matter whether the economy is booming or you have a massive recession and everybody gets laid off. It doesn't matter when either of those things happen, because as long as the stock market is open, if you're able to achieve and reach a point where you have developed a skill that allows you to be consistently profitable, and that's not something that just happens overnight. I'm not telling you join True Trading Group. It's going to be a get rich quick scheme. You're going to tell your boss to go screw 30 days from now, and you're going to be a millionaire within the next 3 months. I'm not telling you that. But nothing that you have ever done in your entire life that was worth it was easy. And I assure you that the journey will have ups, the journey will have downs, but the destination, I assure you, is worth it. And members of True Trading Group are living, breathing proof of that, because they are making money and they are becoming better traders. You don't have to take my word for it. Members of True Trading Group, do me a favor, type the number 1 in chat right now if you guys are making money and you're becoming better traders because of True Trading Group. Simple. Are you making money? Have you guys become better traders? If yes, type the number 1. Anybody, you guys are on this live stream and you're trying to figure, hey, I want to know what's going on with Apple. Great. Pay attention to how many people are going to comment and type the number 1. These are real people. These are people that are just like you. They have all the same excuses: full-time job, small account, no experience, lost money before, scammed by some other group. They're not telling you they're making money because they're lucky. They're telling you they're making money because they've received a real professional level of education. They have access to real tools that help them make better decisions. They're part of a community of traders that actually gives a damn whether or not they succeed or fail. And they took a shot. They invested in themselves. They decided they were tired of relying on other people, and they started betting on themselves because they made a decision one day that they are worth it, their family is worth it, and they owe it to themselves to give themselves a real fair shot of becoming successful. And that's exactly what True Trading Group provides you, a real shot at becoming successful. Now, I can't guarantee that you're going to become successful, but I do have a double your money back guarantee, which means if you join True Trading Group and you can't make back your membership fee at least once, I'm going to give you guys back double your money. That's how confident I am in the platform that we've created and its ability to help you reach your goals. Nobody else is willing to do that. I can do that because we've only had to give a refund to 2.49% of all of our users since 2016, and 78% of our members renew their membership with 5-star rating on Trustpilot with 2,100 reviews. That's why I can offer you that without breaking a sweat. Nobody else can. If our refund rate was 15 or 20%, I wouldn't be able to offer you guys double your money back. We'd go out of business. But I want to get that point across. I really want people to understand that, because people started to get nervous. Everyone's talking about, oh, well, are we going to have a recession in the second half of the year? The unemployment rate ticked up. We were at 3.4. Then we jumped to 3.7. Next month, what if it's 4.0? Then what if it's 4.5? And then, oh my God. And everybody starts to freak out. And everybody starts to panic. I'm telling you guys, there's no need to panic. This is not time to panic. It's time to prepare. A prepared trader is a profitable trader. You need to be prepared. And my goal every single day on these live streams is to prepare you for the days to come, the weeks to come, the months to come, so that you are able to put yourself in better positions to profit, whether it's day trading or swing trading, or just better positions to build wealth by understanding long-term investing and market cycles and what stocks that I like. I tell you what I do with my own money. It's up to you to do whatever you want with it. I mean, I'm not, I just come up here and I tell you the same things that I'm doing, right? It's up to you if you do whatever you want with that piece of information. But that's our goal here, to help you guys learn how to fish, to help you become self-sufficient traders. I want you to learn how to trade. I don't want you to just follow my trades. You could if you want. You can follow all the moderators' trades, but I want you to be able to have the education to identify what a high probability setup looks like, but then also have the confidence to execute and capitalize on it. That's my goal, without getting a trade alert. Because once you can start doing that and identifying setups on your own and capitalizing on your own, that, my friends, is when you will reach your true potential. That is when you will reach your security blanket. That is when no one could take away or dictate the way you or your family live. That is a security blanket. All right. So, little kind of intro there. We got a lot to talk about here today on this live. Obviously, we are going to be going over everything that happened with Apple, right? We'll talk about everything that's going on with what happened to Coinbase today because of the lawsuit against Binance. We'll talk about that and then give you guys some updates on some of the trade ideas that I have coming into the week. So in order to start and have this conversation with me, I will now introduce you guys over to my business partner and co-founder of True Trading Group. Everybody give a big warm ayo welcome to Adam.
What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Nothing much. One moment. All right. So what do you want to cover first? Let's see. We can talk, why don't we talk Binance first? Kind of get that out of the way.
Yeah, Coinbase got crushed today, dude.
Huh?
Coinbase got crushed today. Stock's down 10%.
Yeah. I mean, people are probably extremely nervous, Look, it's no secret, unless you've been living under a rock, you've definitely heard of what happened with Scam Bankman-Fried and FTX, and it's a shame because, FTX, I don't want to harp on this for too long because it doesn't have anything to do with today, but FTX, it was such a big deal what happened to them because they were the U.S. shining knight for cryptocurrency, bringing a lot of mainstream people in entertainment and the sports world to the forefront of crypto. When FTX was booming, there were people talking about Bitcoin to $100,000 and all sorts of stuff. So, crypto was on a nice little run, and then what ends up happening is like a lot of other sectors, in some, newer, less regulated markets. You have you have people that try and exploit loopholes and try and work their way around a lack of, regulation. And it, this is the, this is the Wild West of cryptocurrency. This is the Wild West of AI. This is the Wild West of all of this stuff. So it becomes somewhat not easy, but easier to execute certain scams and schemes with this. And it's nothing new, right? You'd have to be completely checked out to not know that people use Bitcoin to facilitate the purchase of things that they shouldn't purchase, right? And not just Bitcoin, but other cryptocurrencies, right? So, crypto has always had a history of that, being used to do, as a way to launder money, as a way to buy things that you shouldn't, as a way to. So when you're talking about bringing something like that to the mainstream, and you have something like FTX that caught on really, really strong, and you had this young kid at the forefront, and it's a bunch of young people that are all there that are that are kind of leading the charge, and you got what's that really famous quarterback's name? I'm just kidding. You had Tom Brady, involved.
You scared me.
I'm just kidding. And a lot of other people. So it's a big blow morally, financially to that entire sector. So that's what started a major downtrend in the crypto sector, within the last, Sam Bankman-Fried was this year, right? Within the last 6 months?
Yeah.
It was right at the new year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, you fast forward a bit, and there hasn't been a lot of great news for crypto. I think people had assumed that CZ, or the CEO of Binance, was under some sort of investigation, or at least being looked at for some time. At least that was the assumption, or that was the thought that people had. People have been continuously worried. There has been a lot of other stuff going on, like people aren't able to get their withdrawals. The amount of crypto scams have increased. Like, it's, it hasn't been a lot of good news for the crypto sector. And then today was just, today was icing on the cake. Today, I believe, will be the start of the straw that broke the camel's back, right? So to speak.
Wow.
Binance is by far, globally, the largest crypto brokerage that exists. So, to have the CEO of that company sued, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. So today, for those that don't know, the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, sued Binance, one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, for offering unregistered crypto derivatives products in the United States. This news shocked the market, affecting Bitcoin, Binance native token BNB, and the broader digital asset market. Bitcoin price fell by 3% within minutes of the disclosure. Right?
Yep.
Which, when you're trading at 25, thousand, or right around that, 3% is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big drop.
Now, what exactly is the SEC saying, right? What are they saying? Well, good news. We're going to use AI on my end to help me break this down for you, like if we were all 16 years old, right?
All right.
Thank you, OpenAI. So Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, and its founders, Peng Zhao, or CZ, are being sued by the SEC. There we go. The SEC is the financial police that make sure companies follow the rules when it comes to money and investments. The lawsuit accuses Binance and CZ of misusing investor funds, operating without the necessary registrations, and breaking several U.S. securities laws. The SEC has listed 13 charges against Binance, including mixing and diverting customer assets to an entity owned by CZ called Sigma Chain. Now, this sounds a little familiar. If you remember some of the FTX stuff that happened, they were diverting customer assets to other companies that they owned as well. So this is like kind of similar, right? The SEC, the lawsuit reveals that Binance chief compliance officer admitted in 2018 that they were operating as an unlicensed security exchange in the United States. Well, that's never a good look when your chief compliance officer, essentially the person in charge of your legal compliance, admits to the SEC in 2018 that they were operating as an unlicensed security exchange in the United States, right? SEC Chair Gary Gensler warned the public about investing their hard-earned assets with or on platforms like Binance, which he accused of deception, conflicts of interest, lack of disclosure, and evasion of the law. These are strong words, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
just so everyone, kind of can stay on the same page. It is not uncommon for big companies like Binance or even JP Morgan or Wells Fargo or any of these companies to be sued by the SEC and then settle.
Oh, Goldman Sachs is sued. Goldman Sachs pays fines every quarter.
I also want to preface it with that major financial institutions pay tens of millions of dollars,
Sometimes
hundreds of billions of dollars when they are, to the SEC to settle a lawsuit out of court. Okay. The difference here is that this language is pretty strong. What they are, we need JP Morgan as proven recently, right? Without JP Morgan recently, with the whole banking crisis we had, I mean, things may not have ended so well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need Goldman Sachs. It's part of the system, right? Like it or not, these are companies that if these companies disappeared tomorrow, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, the SEC would be out of a job themselves.
Yeah.
They need each other. It's this weird capitalistic symbiotic relationship that, for the most part works until it doesn't, right? Different topic for a different live stream. But the US and the SEC and all that, they don't need Binance. If Binance went away tomorrow, they would just replace it with something US based or something that they would want to, have more control over. So I don't, so that's where this is, for me anyways, a little bit different. I'm looking at it like they now are on the target, they now have a target on their back. They want them to go away. Whether or not they succeed at this is something completely different, but they don't go after JP Morgan and Wells Fargo the same way as they do a Binance, right? It's just completely different. Binance responded to the lawsuit on social media, stating that they have been cooperating with the SEC's investigation, which is probably true, right? This stuff doesn't just happen from one day to another. They mentioned something about 2018 in here. I don't know. I have no inside info, but it would make sense if they had been communicating with the SEC for a little while now. They said that they're going to defend their platform vigorously. They criticized the SEC for refusing to provide clarity and guidance to the digital asset industry. They can't provide what they don't have, right? I'm not one to defend the SEC, but let's be honest. Everyone, you want to talk about our government and technology because, there's finances involved, the stock market, the options, everything. People understand that, and the SEC understands that. But you saw the hearing for TikTok. and all the questions that were being asked. Could you imagine that for cryptocurrency?
True.
It would be insane.
To prove your point too, Adam, we're just being told, we're just checking now. On June 1st, the SEC sued Barclays. Everybody knows Barclays. $200 million.
Right. And I'm sure it's not the SEC's intention to put Barclays out of business. That's not what they want. So lawsuit comes about 8 months after the collapse of FTX. So it was in October. The second largest cryptocurrency exchange, which faced similar accusations. U.S. regulators have targeted Binance before. In March, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission filed an enforcement action against Binance and CZ for numerous violations. So this is where we're at. I wouldn't touch crypto with your money at this moment. It's unfortunate because I am a believer in blockchain technology. I love the idea of Web3 in theory. And I think that there's a lot of great opportunities in crypto. And I think that there's some great stuff involved with decentralized finance as well, or DeFi platforms. Problem is that human beings are going to be human beings. We're going to continue to try and exploit and get away with stuff when we can. And that makes it very hard to continue to have nice things, It just is what it is, because you're not talking about somebody that scammed their neighbor or even everyone on their street. You're talking about people that are scamming or that are creating issues with billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars from people all over the world. These are not little things that can be swept under the rug or fixed with a lawsuit. That's where the problem is. It's become too big to kind of fix itself. Every time one of these things happen, it sets it back crazy. So yeah, it's expected that coin is going to take a hit. I haven't looked at the screen, but I'm sure Robinhood took a little bit of a hit today too.
Coinbase is down 10%. Robinhood's down 3%.
Right. I don't know what other crypto stocks are there? I'm sure the crypto sector is not exactly booming today.
No.
Right. This was a big hit. And it will continue to be a big hit because this is just the first press release. This is the first disclosure. There's going to be a lot of other information that's going to come out over the next month or 2 months, and that information is not going to be pretty. If you've been a part of the markets for a while, how many times have you, even if the SEC is wrong and CZ is the perfect specimen of compliance, whatever. But let's just assume, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. How many times since you've been participating in the public markets have you ever seen the SEC with their foot in their mouth publicly because they were wrong about something? The answer to your question, I have never seen it. And I've been involved in the public markets in almost every area for, my gosh, almost 20 years. I have never seen it. So I don't think that you're going to get this PR. I could be wrong. It's first time for everything, right? But I don't think that you're going to get this PR that's going to come out, even if they find that there was no wrongdoing, talking about how, we owe CZ and Binance an apology. They're really the spitting image of compliance. I don't think that's going to happen. What is more likely to happen is that you're going to get, and again, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know if this is going to happen. I'm just giving my experience, my opinion. What I think is more likely to happen is that over the next couple months, you're going to start to see bigger accusations, just like you did with FTX, more detail, more accusation. It may get really ugly. I think you see a lot of that. I would assume that today their withdrawals at Binance had to be off the charts. I mean, they haven't. I mean, as far as I can tell, I mean, I am not looking it up right now, but it does. I mean, the withdrawals at Binance have to be crazy today.
Yeah, I haven't.
And at other crypto platforms, as well. I don't think this gets better. I think this gets way worse before it gets better. I don't want it to get way worse. I'd love to be participating in the crypto market again. But right now, there's a lot of better opportunity in stocks and options and futures and different financial instruments than cryptocurrency. I would, for me personally, and I love crypto. I love trading crypto. I believe in what is trying to take place overall with the bigger picture of blockchain and crypto. I wouldn't touch it with your money if you paid me to do it. For now, this thing's got to sort itself out. It's got to sort itself out, and there's a lot of other really negative catalysts that have, in my opinion, a greater chance of coming down the pipeline than something really, really positive.
Where do you think the floor is for Bitcoin? Like, do you have any price in mind where you're just like, okay, this is enough. I'm gonna buy some here?
It really depends, man. Mike, how low can a stock go?
0.
There's your answer. I don't know. It really depends on what's gonna come down the pipe. What if you find out that everything about CZ, who was regarded as somebody, somebody that was like a leader in this space? What if you come to find out that CZ is guilty of all these things and more? How does that bode? What if you find out that other leaders in the space, that now this triggers some sort of bigger thing, because it doesn't stop here. That when people get put in these positions, they're gonna try and give other people away so that they can protect themselves or work deals or everything else. Well, who knows how far this goes down? It's a giant snowball effect, man. I wouldn't touch it. And the one thing I've learned about the market and everything else is, I may have more money than my neighbor, but I'm never going to have more money than the market.
No.
Binance saw, I'm just getting an article right now that Joe sent me. Binance saw $69 million in net outflow within 1 hour of the announcement.
69. Is that a lot? I mean, 69
in 1
million?
hour of withdrawal. Yeah, bro, 1 hour.
So to put into perspective, when you're talking about assets, Silicon Valley Bank in one day saw a withdrawal of 40 billion.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I hear you. We're talking about 1 hour. I don't know what but also Silicon Valley Bank had had big companies that had their accounts there. It's very different. You're talking, Binance, JP Morgan or these all like 1,000 tech startups, they don't have hundreds of millions of dollars sitting in Binance. These are retail traders. That's $69 million in 1 hour of everyday person money.
Yeah.
That's a tremendous amount of money.
Yeah, and I mean, the way to trade it too is Coinbase, guys. Like the way to trade this whole scenario is because obviously you can't, you're not trading shares of Binance, but you have Coinbase that gets impacted by it. You have MicroStrategy, which really gets impacted by the price of Bitcoin itself. You can have Coinbase trade against the price of Bitcoin itself if there's some type of a catalyst on Coinbase or, regulation on Coinbase or whatever it is. Don't forget, Coinbase has their own SEC issue. Just 2 months ago, there was a news out that the SEC was was suing Coinbase, and that sent Coinbase from like $80 down to $60. Now the stock is still sitting down here at around 58, but that stock really got beaten up today, but it held a massive level of support. 56 is a huge level of support, and that's exactly where the sell-off stopped today. So if you guys are taking a look at the screen, you'll see there's today's low support at 56, and you can see all of this support here at 56 during this consolidation there for Coinbase. So if you're looking for trade opportunities around this news regarding Binance, I think you look no further than Coinbase, and you have major moving averages here around 59 to 60. That's a 200 and the 50-day moving average. And if you can't get back above that, if tomorrow you see Coinbase drop back down towards 56 and the stock's not able to get away from 56, you look for the break, and then you look for your next target is 54. 54 is going to be the gap entry from right there.
I wish I had the clip. I don't have it, but I know I came on here many months ago and I said that, the question was, do I believe, who do I believe like the winner of the crypto space is going to be, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about crypto.com and Coinbase and all these things. And I gotta find the clip, but I said it. I said, unfortunately, I think for the short term, Robinhood.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Look, we don't have an affiliate link for Robinhood. I do not like their platform. I have real issue with some of the things that they do. But I'll tell you this. If you absolutely 100% needed to trade Bitcoin to scratch that crypto itch, I wouldn't go anywhere else other than Robinhood right now. I'm not happy to say that aloud. Wow. But I feel like that would be, in my opinion, the best bet, right? All right. While we move on to Apple and I get some stuff ready for Apple, Mike, why don't you see how many people are on here that are new?
Guys, why don't you type the letters TTG real quick while we're going to switch up now. We're going to head on over to talk about Apple and where the trade lies there. Type the letters TTG if you're not a member of True Trading Group. I'd love to see how many people we have in here. We've got about 900 people that are watching us live. Welcome, all of you. If you are not a member, do me a favor and type TTG. If you are not a member of True Trading Group, I'd love to see who we have here that is not a member of the community. So again, just TTG if you guys are not members of the community. C Mile, first time here. Welcome. Make sure you subscribe, smash that like button. John Golson, what's up? So let's go ahead and type TTG, guys, for those of you that are not members. Solid Trades, Monkey, Dion, Sean. All right, guys, good. So a handful of new fam, of new people that are not members of the community. Youssef, what's up? How are you? So, guys, yeah, so what we just did, we just kind of recapped for everybody what happened with Binance, what happened with the crypto area, and where the trade lies. And I think the trade is going to be in Coinbase. And that's how people are going to really look at this, because you look at Coinbase and you look at Binance and you have the similarity there between the two companies and what they do. And, that's why Coinbase sold off today. Obviously, Bitcoin sold off today because Bitcoin sold off. That's why MicroStrategy sold off. Understand the difference between what moves those stocks. MicroStrategy moves really with Bitcoin because Michael Saylor has purchased so much Bitcoin that is on the balance sheet of MicroStrategy that the company almost acts as like a fund of Bitcoin, because the value of that company is now going to fluctuate so drastically because of the value, tied closely and correlated to the value of Bitcoin because of how much of that asset they actually hold on their balance sheet. So as Bitcoin rallies, MicroStrategy rallies. As Bitcoin crashes, MicroStrategy crashes. And right now with the news with Binance, So that's sending Coinbase to the downside as well as all of crypto, Mara, Riot, all your other crypto names straight to the downside. So my focus will be on Coinbase. 56 is the level. 56 is a massive level of support. If 56 gets broken, you look for 54 as your next area of take profit. And then once you get underneath 54, then you're talking about a gap fill, and that gap fill takes you all the way to 50. Okay. So 56, there's the first level of support. We held that today. Here's 54. That is the second level of support. And then your gap fill is your third level of support. And that's really the levels that I'm going to be looking for. So if there is more negative comments, and if this storyline around Binance, if it gets worse, then I'll be looking for those support levels to come into play. But 56 is a huge level. I want to be careful getting short above 56 because that's a big level. I'd almost rather see 56 break before I initiate the short.
Understood. Just a quick reminder to all True Trading Group members, as soon as we're done with this live stream, we're going to go ahead and open up the main chat. I'm going to go over all of we got a lot of stuff going on this month in June.
June is a huge month.
Crazy in-person meetup. We have Mike's trader psychology workshop or boot camp that's taking place this weekend. This is the week that we're all preparing ourselves and making our trading plans for next week's insanity. So don't get lulled to sleep this week. This week is going to be jam-packed with preparation M for Mike.
What?
I said preparation M for Mike. Never mind.
Oh, I didn't hear you said. Yeah, next week's going to be huge. Next week we have CPI data, PPI data, and the Fed meeting. What's crazy about this is, and this doesn't typically happen all that often, Tuesday is the CPI data. Wednesday is the PPI data. And then the Fed meeting is also Wednesday. So that CPI number is going to dictate, I think, what the Fed does on Wednesday. So buckle up, folks. We're also at a massive level of resistance. A brick wall level of resistance right now is where we're at on the SPY. This is going to be huge. This is going to be a really, really, really big week. Next week, I think, is very, very important to the rest of this year, honestly, because whether the Fed pauses, if they raise rates, if they say they're done, or if they say we're going to skip and raise again in July, which I don't think makes any sense. If the Fed was going to purposely pause and then raise rates in July, then why pause? Just do the rate hike again in June. Why would you skip? Skipping to me makes no sense whatsoever. You're either done or you're not. And we're going to find that out as we get. Listen, the economy has held up. The consumer has held up. The labor market has held up. So the Fed really isn't worried about the consumer right now. They're not worried about the labor market because it's still extremely tight. But is inflation where they want it to be? And that is yet to be seen. We're nowhere near their target of 2%. So next week is going to be crucial.
Okay. All right. You want to get into Apple?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into what did Apple announce today. This what happened today with Apple could have been Apple's biggest product launch in quite some time, right? With everything that it announced today. So what exactly happened, right?
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So here are the key points to take away from today. They announced the Vision Pro. This is undoubtedly Apple's biggest hardware product launch since the debut of Apple Watch in 2015, dare I say, since the iPhone. Maybe not as impactful, but I'm talking strictly hardware-wise. This is a huge step, Apple is known for taking very calculated risk, right? I mean, look at their phone. Look at the iPhone. The iPhone has changed design-wise, I mean, yeah, it's gotten bigger and thinner and more camera notches on the back, and the OS has been updated. But you look at the first generation of an iPhone, and you look at today's generation of an iPhone, and you know you're looking at an iPhone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You look at an iPod, you know that that's an iPod.
It's like
right?
I feel like it's Porsche is like that.
Right, exactly. So they make very small changes with their actual hardware. Their softwares are updated all the time, right? iOS is updated all the time, but their hardware is not updated and not all the time. And their new hardware, new product that they bring to market does not get updated very regularly at all. You know, and I don't necessarily know. I mean, yes, it's technically new, but a smaller iPhone or a smaller, more affordable iPad, you know, for me, doesn't really count as something groundbreaking and new.
No,
right?
it's the same phone. It's the same phone.
Even though that it is technically a new piece of hardware, somebody will argue that. It's not what I'm referring to in this context. I'm referring to something very new. You got to give it to Meta. Meta really, you know, Zuckerberg, for all his weird Illuminati craziness, really hung his proverbial nuts out there when he put out, you know, when they did Oculus, when they did the Meta, you know, the Quest 2, the Quest Pro, they were really the first ones to do it, and it was messy. If anyone is doubting whether or not augmented reality, mixed reality, virtual reality is here to stay, or if it's just a fad, I think the biggest takeaway today is that Apple solidified that it's not a fad. It is here to stay, and this is it. And it's now, I don't know how great it's going to be, but it's no longer something that crazy Mark Zuckerberg is doing. You got Tim Cook doing it now.
Yeah.
You know, so it
almost legitimizes Mark Zuckerberg's vision.
100%. 100%. Mark Zuckerberg somewhere in a back office today going, told y'all.
Now, here's the question. Now, do you think he's nervous about the competition?
He'd be foolish if he wasn't.
Yeah.
It's got to be a bittersweet day for him.
Yeah.
You know, he's gotten validated today, but at the same time, he knows now that you're gonna have to step up. You're gonna have to step up, man. You know, so, but that's fine, and that's what drives these products to be better for us is competition.
Right.
So we want Zuckerberg to feel a certain way. We want Tim Cook to feel a certain way, so that we can get more innovation and better pricing and so on and so forth.
It's going to result in amazingly fun and incredible product experiences
Absolutely.
For us as consumers.
Yep. And again, all of this is in its infancy.
Yeah.
So, you know, you really want to, and I'm not going to get into this too deep, but you really want to go down a rabbit hole. A lot of terrible things happened during COVID, right? But how much did COVID accelerate a lot of this tech that maybe wouldn't have come? Maybe we're 3, 4, 5 years out that were pushed to the forefront and worked on to meet the need. I don't know. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, but how many people can afford $4,000 for this device? Everyone can afford $4,000 for this device. Why do I say that, right? Do I think am I living in crazy land? Do I think everyone just has a spare $4,000? Absolutely not. But I know that you can go through Affirm. I know that you can go through PayPal credit. I know that Apple has its own credit card with a low barrier to entry that it's going to try and sell you to finance their product. So to answer your question, everybody can afford it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, And the market didn't like the price point.
Hell no.
The stock sold off once they announced the price that it starts at $3,500.
Everybody was expecting $3,000.
Yeah. They said it starts at $3,500,
which means that it's going to go to $4,500 or $5,000.
Yeah. That's where this selling came from.
Right, because people realize that, hey, this is not a straight to consumer product. This is a business product. This is a B2B product, right? This is, businesses will buy this for their devs or for their teams and things like that. That's what this is, at least for now.
I mean, I want one.
I want one too, but the point I'm trying to make is that those that are really going to benefit from this are going to be companies. It's expensive.
It is.
And why now it's going to be interesting to see what happens when it comes time for the new iPhone. Do they believe people are going to buy two of these? An iPhone and this? Because then you're talking a lot of money.
Yeah, because now you're talking a $1,200 phone and a $3,500 headset.
Right, but look what the carriers did for the iPhone.
Yeah.
All the carriers have these, these little plans where you put down $0 and, AT&T lets you pay an extra, $100 a month and you get the brand new iPhone.
I think it's even less than that. It's like 25 or 35.
Exactly. So all of this stuff will eventually happen with this hardware. It's just not yet, right? It's new. They're going to get as much bang for their buck as they can. Now, the biggest thing with Apple today was that price point. If that price point would have been $2,500, I think Apple would have held the new 52. What is the new 52-week high today? Right,
all-time high.
All-time high. I think Apple would have held that all-time high. If the price point of this would have been like $2,500.
We'd probably be sitting at 186, 187 right now on Apple.
Right, because that's pretty affordable for most people, even without financing.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't forget, Apple is a premium product.
Right.
All right. It is a premium product. It is not. It's never been a product that was at the bottom end of a pricing scale when it comes to consumer products. It's a brand that has created such incredible brand loyalty that it pulls consumers up from their purchasing group. When you look at like consumer groups and who buys what products and who buys what level income, buy what brands, Apple pulls people up. People go out of their financial group to purchase iPhones. That's what Apple has done. Apple has created that. That's why Apple is one of the strongest brands in the world, because of how they're able to keep consumers and get them to purchase a new phone. There are people that buy the new iPhone every year. Why?
I'm one of them.
Yeah, you're one of them. Now, I'll buy a new phone like every 3 years because literally when the new phone, there's nothing wrong with my phone. My phone works the exact same way. The camera is still this is actually the new one. But prior to that, right, I think I went like 2 models before I got the new one. My camera was still fantastic. I'm not a professional photographer. I don't need a 9,000 million zoom, whatever, lighting, motion sensor, this. I don't need that. I just want to take a picture. So I don't need to buy a new phone, but you have people out there that buy every single new iPhone. It's not necessary at all, but they do it because they need the new Apple product. And that's very impressive that a company's been able to do it. And that's why Apple's the biggest company in the world, or biggest company in the US stock market.
Right. Now let's talk about a big sympathy play today.
Yes. Say it. My favorite one.
Let's talk about Unity.
Yes.
All right. So Unity, for those that don't know, it's a company that makes software for game development, Unity's price went up about 17% today, something like that.
More. Right now, it's up 19%.
Okay. Because Apple announced it's partnering with Unity for the release of its new Vision Pro headset. Okay. Here are the key points from that. The partnership announced briefly halted Unity's trading and led to the stock's third biggest jump since the company's IPO in 2020. Apple is working with several companies, including Adobe, Cisco, and Microsoft, to build a third-party ecosystem for apps for the Vision Pro, which will cost about $3,500. Suzanne Prescott, Apple's vice president of worldwide developer relations, said they've been working with Unity to bring popular Unity-based games and apps to the Vision Pro. These apps will have full access to Vision OS, which is the new operating system. Features such as pass-through, high-resolution rendering, and native hand gestures. This is important because the future is here. You no longer need to hold remotes in your hands. You can use hand gestures. I don't know why I'm doing this like I'm. But
I did the same thing.
Yeah. Unity which also helps developers incorporate advertising into their apps. So that's very interesting. Unity has an entire ad marketplace. And here's a fun fact. For those not in the advertising world, you may not know this, but Apple pissed off a lot of companies, including Meta and Unity and Google, within the last couple of years, because they made changes to their iOS privacy policy that made it very difficult. For advertisers to track conversions and history of traffic. Seeing where the analytics of different traffic, right? So the fact that they now have a partnership with Unity, which was one of the main companies that was affected by Apple's iOS privacy changes, it is interesting. Very interesting. Because let's say that part of this partnership, and I don't know if it will or won't, but if one could hypothesize that if they now give Unity advertisers more insight than, let's say, Meta, or more insight than, let's say, Google.
Is that legal? I don't know if that's. I
don't know.
I don't think that's legal.
Why would it be illegal?
To give preference.
Why not?
Well, I feel like that's exactly what they try to prevent with all the antitrust laws and everything that they have. Like, I feel like.
But what are they giving is what I'm saying, right? Or what if it's just more optimized because they're now sharing a network? I'm not saying you have to open the floodgates and give people's home addresses. That's not what I mean. I'm saying it's easier to track something that needs to convert on your native platform than it does on a site that has nothing to do with your native platform. So if you're going to be purchasing Unity games on this device, and there will be ads within these games, well, now you can directly track it just like you can if you advertise. Because Apple has an advertising it's trash, but it has an advertising platform inside of its app store. Maybe Apple doesn't want to reinvent the wheel. It's an interesting thought. So I think Apple eventually bounces back from this. It's hard to keep a good person down or a good stock down. But I think most people were really taken aback and confused with the price because they don't, it's hard to wrap your head around, well, how is Apple really going to make money from this?
Right.
Because the Meta Quest Pro was significantly cheaper than this by almost half. And that did not sell very well. And it was marketed as business to business. So we'll see. We'll see.
Wow. Yeah, the way that I kind of look at this, this unity, I would love nothing more than for unity to come back into, and this is nice. I like this conversation that we're having, Adam, because, people get to hear your viewpoint of something from actually understanding what's going on with these products, what they do, what they're good at, understanding the technology behind it, understanding the usage and the way these things can be implemented, what they can do for consumers, the whole crypto situation, what goes on with finance. And then I come in, I give them, kind of my thoughts. Okay, well, now what's the trade based on that? So like, this is the news, this is the understanding of it. And then what's the trade, right? We talked about Coinbase. We talked about that 56 level. Now we're going over everything here with regards to Apple. And the two stocks that I'm focusing on here are Apple itself and Unity. And I would love nothing more than for Unity to come back into play, because when Unity has momentum, it's a very fun stock to trade. It has good range. It's been a dead duck for the last couple of months. But when this thing gets moving, it's a lot of fun to trade. So I would love to see this thing come back into play. There are a couple of levels that I want to focus on very heavily, and one of them is $35. $35 for me is an important level here for Unity, because when you take a look back here, you'll notice gap, right? That was gap entry. Okay, we broke above gap entry, and we're still sitting above it. Then look back further to the left. Prior to gap entry, you can see a double bottom support level there at 35 as well. So now we broke above 35, heavy volume, fundamental catalyst, previous resistance level. Now let's look for it to become support. And if we can look for that to become support and we can stabilize there, maybe there's more upside and you can get a move. Oops, wrong draw tool. And you can get a move that can maybe take you to these tops of around 42 and a half. So my initial reaction here is that this move to the upside on Unity, my initial thoughts are it's not done. My initial thoughts are there's going to be more upside here. I want to test this level of 42. Okay, you can see back here in September, it was resistance. It was resistance there in the very beginning of December, and then resistance there for the entire month of February. Now we've got a catalyst with Apple. I would like to see this stock get up to 42 within the next couple of days. So I am going to be watching Unity very closely after this news. And then also regarding Apple, I think with Apple, I think you got to be a little careful up here. I think this stock, honestly, is going to have a little bit more of a pullback, just because Apple is, from a trading perspective, Apple is known for buy the rumor, sell the news type of trades, specifically when it comes to product launches. Not every time, but we tried to break through the all-time high today. That all-time high was resistance right back there from December and January. We tried to break through it today. You tailed through it, but then you closed underneath it. And with a very high volume bar on the daily chart, we traded 123 million shares today on the day. That is an above average volume bar. It's nowhere near the heaviest, but it's above average. So it's above average volume on the failed new high. I think it's going to take a lot for this stock to get back to 185. I think the path of least resistance is a fade out back to 176, 174, 175, 176, and then stabilize right around that area. That's kind of my thoughts there with Apple. I'm also thinking that the market might continue to pull back a bit, because this is a huge level of resistance for the overall market, and that would help things just kind of pull back to the downside. Okay, so those are my thoughts there when it comes to Apple and Unity. That's where I see the trading opportunities for us there.
Excellent. So if you're a True Trading Group member right now, go ahead and type the number 1 if you're a True Trading Group member. If you are a current True Trading Group member, go ahead and type the number 1 in chat, please. All right. If you're a True Trading Group member, and there's a lot of you, what I'd like you to do right now, I just opened up the main chat. Okay? In about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to be in the main chat. We are going over the schedule for this week's Trader Psychology Bootcamp. We're going over the itinerary for the in-person June meetup, and I'll be answering any and all questions that you have about that. And I will as well be doing a new demo of our new AI tool. Okay, so go into the chat, and that's where we will start.
Very exciting, man. I'm really excited about the AI tool, guys. The AI tool that Adam and our development team have been working on is a complete game changer. You know, where you guys as members of your trading group, we're going to have capabilities that no other retail trader has. I mean, this is something that is really, I think, going to revolutionize retail trading for members of True Trading Group. I mean, I'm really excited about this, and Adam will give you guys kind of some updates with our progress regarding that AI tool. Going to be awesome. It's going to be a big month this month. You know, I got my Trader Psychology Bootcamp this weekend coming up. And then after that, we're going to be we also have a macroeconomics workshop that we're going to be doing. We've got the June in-person meetup, like you said, 3 days of in-person FaceTime with members of True Trading Group, trading together live, in-person workshops and 101s. I mean, this is going to be a real serious month for True Trading Group members. And then on top of all that, are you kidding? On top of all that, you got the Fed meeting, you got CPI. I mean, this is just the timing for all these things couldn't be any better. I'm excited for it. Let me, one more time, guys. I know we just saw who is a member. One more time, let me see who is not a member. So type the letters TTG if you are not a member. One more time. We'll just see who is not a member. Just go ahead and type TTG for those that are not members of True Trading Group. All right. Again, type TTG if you're not a member of True Trading. Doozy Doobie, one of these days. What are we going to do, Adam, when Doozy Doobie joins?
I think he's just a kid.
I think
he's a kid. I think he's a kid that
too.
has no money and
I
likes
think
to play around.
I think he's a kid. I have no idea, but I think he's a kid. So type the letters TTG if you guys are not members of True Trading Group. We got Monkey, Doozy Doobie. Johnny Gutierrez, my man. What's up? Damon, Radiant. Radiant, you're still not a member? How have you let these sales pass you by and still not become a member? Radiant, I feel like you asked.
I'm actually curious about something.
MT Buckets, not a member either. These are usernames I'm very familiar with. I see you guys here a lot.
How many of you that are not members would want a free membership to True Trading Group? If you're not a member and you want a free membership to True Trading Group, go ahead and type the number 1. DJ Bangswell. So if you're not a member of True Trading Group and you want a free membership to True Trading Group, type the number 1. Damn. Well, if enough people would have typed the number 1, I maybe would have done something awesome, but no reason to now.
Oh, you guys just screwed up. Oh, you guys just screwed up. Oh man, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's all right. Maybe, would have been cool.
Would have been cool.
All right. Let's have a 2-minute conversation here. For those that are typing the number 1, just give me a one sentence real reason as to why you have not signed up yet. For those that are typing TTG or type the number 1, give me a one sentence real answer about why you have not signed up yet.
I'm going to sneeze.
Let's give them a second to put together a sentence. The Bling Store Company said, LLC said, just started my business. No time or money. I just started a construction business. Too much job responsibilities right now. If that's true, why bother with this live stream? If you're too busy, then why do it? Why even spend your time on here? So if you have no time for it, then why should I give you a free membership? Snoke says reviews show you ban people for asking questions on your platform. No, we don't ban people for asking questions on our platform.
Oh man.
Yeah, Joe, you can ban him though.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
That's what they are saying. No, that's really not what they're saying, actually. Really not. If you read them, most of the negative reviews are about how I'm an a-hole. About how I, think that I'm, better than others or, whatever. And how I mute people. But we don't let people in and then kick them out. It's not a habit that we get into.
Yeah, we don't ban people for asking questions at all.
We don't mute people for asking questions. We mute people that are blatantly rude, that are inappropriate, that attack others, that attack us.
Yeah. You have to understand. You invite somebody into your home, right? They don't get to just take a dump on your floor and you still, offer them, a cup of coffee, right? We have rules inside of our chat room and in our platform. And if you do not abide by those rules and you are a distraction to other people, we maintain a very high quality chat room during the day. There's thousands of people that are in there. Everyone's talking, everyone's trading, everyone's trying to make money. We will not tolerate immature behavior, disrespectful, rude behavior, inappropriate comments.
Immature behavior we may tolerate a little bit. We're not.
Sure.
This isn't a military camp, right? But things that are blatantly messed up.
Yeah, people say some really, really, really messed up things.
All right.
Agne, will you make boot camp next year, Mike? I joined TTG if you do.
I'm sure that he will do a boot camp next year.
I absolutely will be doing a boot camp next year.
So, all right. Well, yeah. If you're a TTG member, go into the main chat right now. And that's it. Worried about the implementation of CBDCS going live soon? Do you know what that is?
Central bank digital currencies.
Oh, I don't know how soon that's going to be going live, but
July. The
Why-
Fed now payment system.
oh, yeah. I mean, look, if you're like a normal person, you don't need to worry about being kicked out or muted. If you're gonna spit racial slurs, point blame at people, curse people out, be disrespectful, try and scam other people inside of chat, then yeah, we got to do what we got to do to protect the people that are here. Damon Lee says, waiting for your AI to be offered to the platform to see what equities that it will suggest. It's not going to suggest equities. Understood. Anyways, I don't think we have the right audience this evening. It would appear that we do not.
I would say so.
So, yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
All right. We have a trial membership. You all are more than welcome to sign up for that if you'd like. Mike will go over it. I'm going to hop in the main chat room, and that's it.
Yeah, head on into the main chat room, guys, and all of our members head into main chat. Adam will go over all of that important stuff. We got a big month coming up here in the month of June. So for those of you that are not members, we do have a 7-day trial. You're more than welcome to join our trial. It's $3. That's it. We charge $3 to make sure that you're a real person. It's a one-time payment. There's no automatic renewal. There is no automatic upgrade. It is a one-time payment of $3. You will go to ttgthree.com. Again, that is ttgthree.com. That's ttg3 spelled out.com. All right. You guys will enter your name, email, phone number. All right. Fill out the form and you'll be prompted to pay the $3. There again is no automatic renewal. There is no reoccurring payment. It is a one-time payment of $3. We charge $3 for the 7-day trial just to make sure that you are, in fact, a real person. Like I said, we maintain a very high quality and an integrity chat room. We are all focused on making money during the day. We just want to make sure that you are, in fact, a real person. You're not going to come into our chat and start spamming a bunch of nonsense, right? So just go to ttgthree.com. Join our 7-day trial. It's 7 trading days. Okay? It's 7 trading days. So the weekends and holidays do not count against your 7 days. Okay? It's 7 trading days. So go to ttgthree.com. Get your butts in chat. Members, head on over into the main chat room. Adam is going to be going over a lot of stuff with you over inside the main chat room. That does it here for us. You guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you smash that like button. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any one of these live streams. We do them 6 days a week. Make sure you join the trial if you haven't done so already. That's ttgthree.com. Get your butts in chat. Trade with us for the entire day for 7 days. Get access to 3 sample courses, get access to the Benzinga news feed, our watch list, and a bunch more. So go to ttgthree.com. Thanks for joining me today, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversations about Apple and Binance and everything in between, how we're going to make money off of those trade ideas. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Members, head on into the main chat. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.